And this is a big deal as we are talking about Adam Thielen. He has been traded. We have our Nick Carboni on the line with us right now. And Nick, what do you know? What can you tell us?
After about a week or so of a stare down between the Panthers and the Vikings, Carolina ultimately ended up dealing the veteran receiver back to Minnesota, where he played previously, played college football, played high school football, and grew up. So I think the Thielens really wanted to go back to Minnesota. Thielen has been the Panthers' leading receiver the last 2 seasons. Bryce Young has really relied upon him in a lot of late game situations, big situations throughout the game. Thielen helped develop Bryce Young. He told me coming into this season that Bryce Young was a big reason he came back to play another season this year and do so in Carolina. But the Vikings were in need of a wide receiver. One of their stars, Jordan Addison, is suspended for the first 3 weeks of the season. And the Panthers really like the young receivers that they have in their group. So ultimately, it led to this deal between Carolina and Minnesota that sees the Panthers sending a conditional 7th-round pick next year, a 5th-round pick in 27, getting back a 5th-round pick next year, and a 4th-round pick in 2027. So really a pick swap. Carolina gets the better picks and sends the player to Minnesota who they really wanted. I think a lot of people thought Carolina would get more in this deal, perhaps a 3rd-rounder. I thought maybe they should hold the line for a 2nd-rounder and see if Minnesota blinks, because Minnesota was the needy team in this situation. But I think ultimately when you look at Adam Thielen, 35 years old, on the last year of his contract, now the Panthers are off the hook for that money and can spend it elsewhere. And he's kind of been, I wouldn't say gotten lost in the shuffle with these new young receivers, but I think Carolina is in developmental mode. I think they want young, fast. Thielen was still fast, don't get me wrong, but they're ready to move forward with their group. And Thielen was apparently ready to go back home.
Gosh, I feel like we were talking about Thielen last week, right? He made a little bit of a headline, and then we were excited as far as filling out the wide receiver team here. And so it sounds promising. It sounds like maybe that's what Carolina could use. But, where do we go from here with all the updated picks?
Well, yesterday's headline was receiver related as well. Hunter Renfrow, the veteran who was making a remarkable comeback to pro football, was released as cutdowns were made to the 53-man roster. Now, where does that leave Renfrow? He's a similar type of receiver to Adam Thielen. My guess would be you may see Hunter Renfrow back with the Panthers on their 53-man roster because he provides that veteran presence. He looked really good in training camp. I think maybe they thought they were safe letting him go, knowing they could get him back. They wanted to keep a guy like Bryson Tremaine, who was a relative unknown but had a good camp. If they had made him available to other teams, he might have gotten scooped up. So now they can kind of have everybody else, all the different flavors of receivers that they wanted, and get something in return for Adam Thielen. Of course, you've got Tetairoa McMillan, their first pick in this year's draft. Last year's first pick, Xavier Legette. Jalen Coker, a diamond in the rough they found last year as an undrafted rookie who was the 2nd leading receiver on the team behind Thielen. So it's a group they really feel good about, even without Thielen, but it makes you wonder in those key situations, where is Bryce going to go with the football? Is he going to have somebody he relies on, who steps up to be that reliable target, who's going to catch the ball when Bryce really needs them to?
Yeah, absolutely. So more to come, I'm sure, with Thielen now being traded back to Minnesota. His family obviously happy about that, and still a good thing for Carolina, right?
Well, we'll see.
Exactly.
It's a really important player and an important piece of the offense that you're now going to see how you can do without. And like I said, they like all of those other players, but that is based on projection. It's based on talent. It's based on a lot of people making the next step. It could be based on Hunter Renfrow truly being in the form that he was a couple of years ago before he suffered a serious illness and was out of football for a year. So you're taking a bit of a gamble on all of those things and letting a known commodity like Thielen go. But maybe it was just time. 35 years old, entering the last year of his contract, may not play that many more years. wanted to finish his career in Minnesota. So I think he may have had some conversations about, listen, if you get a good deal, I'd like to go home. And the Panthers got a deal they feel good about. Those fourth and fifth round picks are nothing to sneeze at. We'll see how it ultimately plays out, as we do with every trade. But that's what we're going to be watching. One of the many things, week 1 in Jacksonville, who steps up into that reliable role for Bryce Young.
All right. All eyes on what is next for the Carolina Panthers. Thanks for taking the time out this morning here, Nick, joining us here on the phone, our sports director for WCNC Charlotte. Appreciate it.
You got it, Jane.